Now I'm going to take you through the process of making a drawing. I like to start out with my part file open. Once I have my part file open, I go into File, New. Under the New menu, you want to go to the Drawing tab. First thing you want to look at is Relationship. You want to reference an existing part. With my file open, it automatically places it as its reference. It gives it a name based off of that reference, and then all you have to do is locate where the drawing is going to go, determine the drawing size, and then determine the units of the drawing. Once I have that determined, I select OK. The first thing it asks me is to populate the title block. I can come in and specify who it's drawn by, checked by, and approved by. Just type in a name. Once I hit enter, it automatically populates the title block. Go ahead and close. Once my title block menu is closed, it's going to ask me, what view do I want to drop in? In this loaded parts window, you'll note that my part is already selected. You may have other parts in here as well. Maybe you have an assembly open. So it'll show up in this window. Now I'll go back down to my model views. I'm going to change this from top to front, and I'm going to place my view. As soon as I place my view, NX is intelligent. It knows that I'm going to eventually put in some projected views. So I'll start out with a projected view up the top. Now that I have that projected view, the next thing I want to do is I want to hinge a view off of an axis. And for that, I'm going to change my vector option from inferred to defined. Pick my vector. Notice I'm getting a hinge, but it's not viewing in the correct direction. So I'm going to reverse that. Now I have the view that I want. I'll place it and close this menu. There's a few settings that I want to adjust for each of my views. So for this view, I'm going to double click on it, and under the settings I can come in and turn off the smooth edges. That way all of those tangencies are removed. For my primary view, I'm going to double click on that, and for this hidden lines, I want to take this and change these so I can see them, make them dashed, and select OK. And just like that, I can see all of my hidden lines. So it's very easy to go in and process changes to the views. Next, I want to place a section view. I'll zoom into the view that I want to make a section off of. I'll go ahead, pick my section view tool. It's going to ask me for my location. Where do I want the section to start? I want my section to start at the center of this hole. And then I'm just going to roll this view out and place it. And close this. Now I'm going to double click on my section view, and I want to turn off the show background. And what this will do, select OK, is turn off all of the background data from the part. So all I'm looking at is the section. Now that I have my sections placed, I can begin dimensioning. There are several dimension tools. We have rapid, linear, and radial. If you want to be more specific, we can use linear or radial. In this case, I'm going to go to linear. I'm going to change my method to horizontal. And now I'm going to pick the edge that I want to measure from and the edge I want to measure to, and place that dimension. I'm going to pick this face down to this edge. Let me zoom in. And place my dimension. Second object. Place that dimension. Now I want a vertical dimension. and place my dimension. Now I want an angular dimension, so I'll come in, I'll select angular, pick my edges, and place my dimension. I'm going to close this out. I want to place some radial dimensions. So the first radial dimension is going to be on this top arc. Now, if I want to change this from radius, I can come up here and say maybe it's rad or circle, however you want this to be called out, it will call it out for you. If I wanted this to be a diameter, I can double click on this, and in the radial dimension menu, I can change this to say diametral. Now I have my diameter. I want one more radial dimension. We'll pick this and place it and close that out.